if you could, can we connect? I hit him right back. Hey man, what's going on, big guy? I love to connect with you. Let's meet at 6:00 p.m. We met at 6:00 p.m. Talked on the phone for 2 hours. It was supposed to be a 20-minute conversation. We talked for 2 hours. Got off the phone with him. He had a nice little plan in place, and he had a nice little journey to start on. And I was super proud of that moment. And I was reading the newspaper the other day. You ever like talk to somebody and it seemed like you talked to him yesterday? Like, man, that was yesterday. And then it turns out it was like 6 months ago or whatever. Maybe time just continues to just fly by. And I was reading the newspaper, and the headline said, Devin Bogard passes away in apartment fire. And so I'm thinking to myself, this can't be the same Devin Bogard that I just talked to about building his life a year ago. And I go do some more research, and I'm looking at the article because I can't really believe it. I know it's a very, very unique name, and it goes on to say that former Ohio State linebacker Devin Bogard passed away in an apartment fire. I couldn't believe it. And I started to think about all the things that we had just planned out when we had that conversation on the phone. I started to thinking about how much enthusiasm, how much life he had to live. I started thinking about his plans and what he wanted to do with those young kids at this high school in Elyria, Ohio. And so I had to go back. I had to go back because my heart was broken, and it still is. And I had to go back because this is my friend. I had to go back, and I had to look. And I want to look at this conversation. So text messages allow us to go back and look. And I went back and I looked at the text message. And the text message read, "What's up, Roy? This is Devin Bogard. I need your help. Honestly, what you do inspires me to tell my story. If I can call you later to chat with you, I would appreciate that." And it, like I told you, it says, "What's up, good brother? Definitely. What's a good time for you to meet, boss?" Later today at 6:00 after football practice, I said that works, gave him a little fist bump, and he said, all right. When I looked at the date as I have it highlighted, that was October 12th, 2020. Devin Bogard passed away in an apartment fire on October the 12th of 2021. Approximately 1 year after I spoke to him. He's no longer here. And it got me to thinking, as I put up this picture of him, young man, 27 years old, going about his day to day. And it got me to thinking about so many things, because we face and have faced for the last 19 months a ton of adversity. A ton of adversity. And these things are changing left and right. And sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel overly stressed. Sometimes we just feel like we can't do it anymore. Sometimes we just get so frustrated having to work from home and now having to go to hybrid and then go back and forth. We're just trying to figure out how to do business the way we used to do it. And we get so stressed out about that instead of thinking about the main thing, which is we have our lives. So we have so much to be thankful for. Every single day is a gift. Tomorrow is not promised. These are not cliches. They are more so reminders to make today matter, to make today count. Make the most out of today. Every day is a gift is not a cliche. Tomorrow's not. Those are true things, but it's a reminder to make the most out of today. I don't know if you guys know this, but every single day, 156,000 people pass away. But for whatever reason, you got chosen to be here. You got handpicked. You got selected to do your job at a high level. You got picked to have a job. You got picked to be associated with a great company. You got picked and selected to do your job at a high level better than anyone that can do it at your level. You got picked. You have a life to be thankful for. No matter how hard it gets, you always have to put things in perspective. Whenever things come up and don't go the way that you planned them, you have to come back, step back, and put things in perspective. I have my life. I get a chance to be here. It's 7.8 billion people in the world. There's only one of you. 7.8 billion people in the world, only one of you. That means you matter. That means there's a reason why you're here. You're here for a reason. 1 out of 7.8 billion is 0.0000000000128. That small fraction of a 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 fraction is you, which means I need you and you are supposed to be here. You have value. Don't ever take your life for granted. Don't ever take the hard moments for granted. Be thankful for the hard, be thankful for the good, be thankful for the bad, and everything in between, because you get a chance to go through it, live through it, work through it. You get to grow through it. You get to learn from it, and you get to do your job and do this thing called being a human being every single day. What's the value of today if tomorrow never comes? It's absolutely priceless. It's invaluable. It's precious. You got to be thankful. You got to be thankful. Keep things in perspective at all times. At all times. It'll recalibrate and balance everything negative going on in your life. I get a chance to be here. I get a chance to do this. I get a chance to overcome this. I get a chance to be the first in my family to do X, Y. I get the chance to be the first at my company to achieve this goal. I get a chance to be the reason why people's lives are so much better, because I make a difference with my life. That's who you are. You are a difference maker. You get to do this. Now, I won't get an opportunity to say anything to my friend, but I can be thankful that because I had a relationship with him, that his legacy continues to live on through my voice. And he gets to share a message through his life with my voice. I want you guys to be thankful. This is, I don't know if you heard Bob say do, grow, and learn. This is the doing part. The do part has nothing to do with work. Has everything to do with worth. W-O-R-T-H. You are so valuable. You are so valuable to this world, to this universe. You are invaluable. And so is this day. And so is this day. I want you to type 2 if that's helpful. Type 2 if that was helpful. That gave you a little bit of perspective. Type 2 if that was helpful in the chat. There we go. 2's all in the chat. 2's all in the chat. Okay? This is good, 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 good. No more procrastination. No more procrastination. Okay? No more I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get to it when I get to it. Maybe one day. Those things don't exist from this day forward. You got to make that decision, though. No more procrastination. Procrastination is arrogance. It's ego. It's arrogance. It says that somehow you think that you are so important, or you're owed the opportunity to do tomorrow what could have been done today. Arrogance is procrastination is an arrogant assumption that somehow you are owed the opportunity to do tomorrow what could have been and what should have been done today. No more procrastination, no more arrogance. Be thankful and work out and do what you have to do as a human being to keep moving forward today. Let's go ahead and move on. This is my favorite part right here. This is my favorite part of the entire conversation we're having today. Okay. What are you thankful for? Okay. This is a tool that I use. Okay. It's a tool that I use. And it's something that I do every single day. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old, when I was taught how to do it by my head football coach. Every single day you wake up and you have a note section, or you can write it down in the journal. As some of you all love the journal, I want you to write down what you're thankful for and why every single day. Wake up, write the date down, write who or what you're thankful for that day, and write down why. That's how you should start your day. It allows you to lower your stress levels, lower your blood pressure. It allows you to immediately put things in perspective and figure out why you do what you do and why you go to work every single day. This is what life is about. What are you thankful for? Tell me in the chat. Tell me what you're thankful for and why. Go ahead. I'll give you 30 seconds. I'll give you a minute. We're no rush today. We got time. All right. Tell me why, though. I see some of them: family, my pets, my son. But tell me why. And so what happens is, when you think about what you're thankful for, a name comes to mind, a thing comes to mind, but the why is the most important. Why are you thankful for your family? Why are you thankful for your pet? Why are you thankful for opportunities? Why are you thankful? Why? Okay. As they come in, I'll be able to go back through them. I want them to keep coming in. And I could see them. And as I'm looking, they're going so fast. Watch this. Family, my faith, family, because family. All I see is family, children, family, husband, family. Look at this. We're rolling. family, health, family, friends, family, my son, my faith, God, family, the ability. Okay, but look, it's just as they keep rolling in, family, support, and unconditional love. Awesome. The opportunity to work with great people, more family, faith. I'm thankful for my family. Everybody loves their family, my family, opportunities. What I love and what this is an example of is perspective. Because listen to me, when things get hard and things get challenging, I want you to start thinking about your family. Notice that no one in here wrote down, I'm thankful for my PhD. I'm thankful for my master's degree. I'm thankful for my bank account. I'm thankful for the position that I'm in. I'm thankful for my job title. Nobody's writing those things. I'm thankful for my raise. I'm thankful for making six figures. Nobody's writing those things in the chat because those things aren't the most important thing. However, those things are the ones that we talk about most. Those are the things that we focus on most. Those are the things that stress us out the most. Get back to the basics. No pandemic can shut down the fact that you are thankful for your family. COVID-19 can't stop your love for your family, no matter what's going on with it. It can't stop your love. It can't stop you from doing what you need to do to take care of and support the people and the things that mean most that you're thankful for. When you're doing it the right way, something's always going to try and get in your way. I want you to know that. When you're doing it the right way, something's always going to try and get in your way. This is not new. This is not new. Okay? I want you to write this number down. And I thank you for sharing that. Write this number down as I look in the chat. Look at some of these. Crystal says faith and family held me up through tough times. Thank you for sharing that, Crystal. Terry says for family and work. Tracy says friends and family for their support and motivation. All right. Laura said, my girls teach me every day to grow and continue to love every moment. Shannon says, opportunity. My management team. Mark said, my management team. Terry says, I'm thankful for family and work. Come on. Look at this. Veronica says, my life. My son's life, a home and a job. This is what you have to make your life about, the people and the things that you're thankful for. I'm going to give you this number, 23,000. 23,000. I would ask you to guess on what that means as I'm throwing out all these different numbers. 23,000. 23,000. I want you to write this number down, not in the chat, just write it down somewhere. I never want you to forget it. Because when I was reading that article about Devin, the article said that the fire started in the living room and he was in the bedroom. And it said he fought. It said he fought his way through and he made it all the way to the door. And when they found him, he was at the door. I mean, he was fighting with everything in his body to get out of that situation. And he gave it his all. But every breath in his body was exhausted and used that day. And I'll say this, no matter what you're going through, no matter what time it is in your life, you inhale and you exhale 23,000 times every single day on average. You breathe in and breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out 23,000 times on average every single day. So no matter what you're doing, if you're working out, I don't know if you're working out, if you're just going through the motion, if you're just doing your work, exhausting workout, you like to get on your Peloton and ride, or you do a 5K, or you might just be a mom expecting, you inhale and you exhale 23,000 times every single day. And I need you to make every one of those breaths count. Every time that you can feel your chest get bigger and then compress. Like every time that you feel that, I want you to be thinking, I have my life. So I have an opportunity to make a difference. I have an opportunity to get better. I have an opportunity to grow. I have an opportunity to learn. I have an opportunity to be a better teammate. I have an opportunity to be better for my clients. I have an opportunity to leave my mark and be a light in this world. I need to make my days count. I need to make my breaths count. Because when you wake up in the morning, let's be honest, you don't have to take a survey. You don't have to ask for permission to breathe. You don't have to text a friend and say, is it okay for me to breathe? You just wake up and it just happens naturally because you have your life. The problem is most people forget that that's the most valuable part of everything that they own. Why do you spend 15 minutes on this? Because if we could keep this perspective at all times, we'll understand how strong and how powerful we are, and nothing can stop us. We got life. We have life. And if we need help, we're not afraid to ask for it. And we'll get exactly what we need. We'll get exactly what we need. Go ahead and let's do it. Let's go ahead and type 23,000 in the chat. Let's type 23,000. 23,000. Never forget that number, 23,000. Might be a Jeopardy question one day. I don't know. Just make sure you get it right. Make sure you get it right. Nice. Nice. One of the things that I wanted to share with you, because here's the thing. In life, what's interesting is things won't always go the way that you want them to go. Things won't always go the way that you want them to go. And I know a lot of you all come from some very humble beginnings, And I'm thankful that you didn't give up. And I'm so happy and so excited for you and so encouraged by the fact that you're on this Zoom call and we can do this with this technology thing. I'm so happy that you didn't quit when you wanted to quit. Oh man, aren't you so happy you didn't quit? For nothing else, to be here today to get a little bit of inspiration, to feel encouraged, to see how many people are in this thing with you. And some of you come from some challenging times. You know, I grew up in a household. My dad struggled with heroin addictions and substance abuse, and domestic violence looked a little bit different back in 1990 when I was an 8-year-old boy. And I used to watch my mom get hit on multiple times, and it kind of scarred me early on in my life. But I knew I wanted to grow up and be something opposite, to do something different, to really use my life to take care of my family when I got older. In some way, somehow, I got blessed with the athletic ability to go out and play football and basketball and be at the top of my class academically from elementary school all the way through high school. And because I had a different type of motivation, listen to me, I didn't want a nice car. I didn't want a nice home. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of money in my pocket. The only reason why I wanted to go to The Ohio State University, the only reason I graduated with a 3.9 GPA, the only reason why I had a dream to go to the NFL was to take care of the person that I was thankful for the most, and that was my mom. That's it. That's the reason why I do what I do now. That's the reason why I'm one of the top motivational speakers in this country, is because I want to make her proud. It's nothing else. This is not for show. This is not for entertainment. This is not for money. This is not for connections. This is all about using my life to make a difference, because she sacrificed her whole life to make sure she made a difference and an impact on my life. That's what being thankful is about. That's what making it count. That's what that's about. And I happened to make it to the NFL. And my dream came true, playing with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning. And yes, by the way, Peyton Manning's head is twice the size of most average human beings' head. It just is what it is. I'm sorry if you like Peyton Manning. I love him too. But his head goes off the screen. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. It's probably all the information that he consumes on a day-to-day basis. All right? All that information. I mean, he knows plays from the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. The man watches film on everything. He didn't even have children until he was like 37, because he didn't want the interference and the distraction. I mean, you're talking about a commitment to greatness. He had some type of deal with his wife, like, hey, when I get 36, we can have babies, but not up until then, right? And I got a chance to play with the Indianapolis Colts and Coach Tony Dungy, and it was a great time. And my first season playing in the NFL, you talk about things not going your way. We were in Houston, Texas. I don't know how many of you all are originally from Houston or in Houston, right? Know some people in Houston, family in Houston. It's hot down there. And we're in Houston, and I'm on the kickoff team. So I don't have to get into as many details on what kickoff is. Kickoff is when you get 11 guys just running down when they kick the ball off, and you got 11 other guys running the other way, and they just crash into each other, and hopefully somebody scores a touchdown. That's essentially what it is. It absolutely makes no sense. There's no reason why grown men should be running down the field full speed and running into other grown men running in the opposite direction just to make a collision. However, this was my first year in the NFL, and as a rookie, you got to do what you're told to do, and you got to go as hard as you possibly can. Remember, I told you got to make it count. You got to make everything count. Every play, every down, every conversation, everything has to count. There's no just going through the motion. Mediocrity can't even be an option, not only in the NFL, but for you personally. You should refuse to be average, okay? Mediocrity can't even be an option for you. Average can't even happen on accident for you, okay? So everything that you do, you got to make it count. And I'm running down on kickoff. My only job was to, again, run into the person that first shows up in front of me. If they're on the opposite side, you run and crash into that person, try and run them over and go try and make a tackle. Well, my coach told me that it was going to be somebody with a lower digit number. Usually if you have a 40s or 50s number, you're like a linebacker or you could be a defensive back, which means you're a little bit smaller guy. And I played at 6'3" and 240 pounds playing wide receiver. And for whatever reason on this particular play, I'm running as fast as I can, and the little guys or the smaller guys just move out the way. Now, I should have known something was up, but, I was just excited to run down in the NFL. And they called this thing a wedge, where the biggest guys on the football team that are not starters come together shoulder to shoulder, and they run almost like a dump truck and try and run you over. Now, this guy that was running at me was 6'5", 315 pounds, and ran a 4.8 40-yard dash, which is really fast. And here's the thing that was making me nervous as I'm running down the field. I only running down the field for 4 seconds. But all this is going through my mind because when I saw his number, I said, I hope that's not who I think it is. This guy that was running the opposite way at me, his name was Cedric Killings. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. I'm running as fast as I don't ever want to go head-to-head with somebody with the last name Killings. Not on the football field, not in real life. I don't want that collision. Well, I had to figure things out quickly. I said, all right, I've been coached to do it this way. And I just ran down and I gave it everything that I had. I gave it everything that I had. On the play before, I looked like this, nice and happy and football in my hand. Look at my jersey, nice and clean, looking good on the football field, right? Everything looks good. This is a perfect photo. But then I had that collision, and we ended up like this. And so I'm running down the field as fast as I possibly can. There's a big collision, boom, and we hit. And number 97 goes down, and I go down as well. I've never felt that much pain in my life. I'm calling for help. Trainer, come help. Get me off the field. My mom's watching. I'm nervous. My heart rate is up. I can't feel like I can't breathe. Everything that you would think in a car crash that you feel, like that's how it felt. And as I'm making my way up to my feet, I look to my right and I can see Cedric on the ground. And they pull out this stretcher and they roll him over. And they get him on the stretcher. And usually guys give a thumbs up when everything's okay. But everything wasn't okay. Everything wasn't going well. He got to the hospital and they had said he was paralyzed. He broke his neck. And here I am on the other end with a few cracked ribs and trying to figure out why my shoulder is falling all the way down. And fortunately enough, he gained all movement in all of his extremities, but he never played football again. He never got a chance to do what he loved to do. He never got a chance to go back on that field and make his people proud and do some things with his career that made the people that he was thankful for proud. And in a split second, his life changed forever. Something that he couldn't control happened. Something that I couldn't control happened. Because not only did I miss the rest of that season, I came back the next year and had a knee injury and missed that season with a blood clot. Came back the season after that with the Colts and missed that entire season with the knee surgery. So I had all these plans of things that I wanted to do, places I wanted to go, things and people that I wanted to see, and how I wanted my career to go and how I wanted everything to go my way. And it didn't. but I had to figure out how to respond to adversity. I had to figure out how to stay agile, how to adapt and adjust so that I could continue to advance with my life. And so I want to give you two things that I learned in that process. Number one, you need patience. I want you to take a screenshot, do whatever you got to do. Number one, you need patience. When you're trying to figure out how to fight through adversity, how to adapt to change when things aren't going the way that you're used to, I need you to express some patience. And here's the definition that I wrote down, right? Patience is having incredible determination with the keen understanding that you aren't in control of outside factors. So part of patience is just knowing, and I can't control what happens on the outside. However, I'm simultaneously having exceptional discipline to stay in control of my emotions. That means I'm not complaining, I'm focused on contributing. Don't complain, contribute. Don't complain about the hybrid move. Don't complain about management. Don't complain about your team members. Just contribute to the solution. Part of adapting and adjusting is making a contribution so that other people who are feeling the exact same way that you are can feel that experience a little bit less time because you're adding value to the solution. You got to be patient. Stay patient professionally. Stay patient personally. And you got to stay patient with your emotions. You have to get in control of your emotions. Some things that happen that you just can't control, like crashing into somebody and your whole season ending, or you being the reason why somebody can't play football. Things will happen that you can't control. But I need you to stay patient. I need you to work on controlling your emotions. I need you to occasionally step back and say that I am so thankful to be alive. I get a chance to work through some adversity, and I'm mature enough now because I've learned some things, and I'm patient enough now to where I can get through this without allowing this to make me angry or to keep me frustrated. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. If this is helpful for you, I want you to type 3. I want you to type 3 if this is helpful. I want you to type 3. Type 3, type 3, type 3, type 3. Yes, yes, yes. Type 3. Type 3. Cedric Killings is doing awesome, running a business and doing some things. But I wanted to share that with you because life will knock you down. Life will knock you down. As a matter of fact, you might as well take a screenshot of this too. You won't always get what you want when you want it. Now, that's the truth. You won't always get what you want when you want it, but you got to stay patient. You have to stay patient. So let me transition here. Because I want to, because we're talking about fighting through adversity and adapting and adjusting. And I know a lot of you all started, when you first got this job, you guys remember when you first got hired and how excited you were. You got on your Facebook or your Instagram account or LinkedIn and you couldn't wait to update your profile. And you were so excited. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit and now there's a lot of shifts. And now we're shifting back again. There's still a lot of uncertainties and things that may not be up to speed or you don't know exactly what's going on. And all of a sudden, you start to get frustrated a little bit and you're like, I don't know if this is the right position with this company over here. This company over here is doing X, Y, and Z. Why aren't we doing it this way? Somebody's microphone is on, by the way. Perfect. Thank you. And you're trying to be patient, but you don't necessarily know what's going on. And I came across this, and I wanted to share it because I want your opinion on this. Because we got two individuals, right? And one at the top just seems to be full of enthusiasm, and the guy at the bottom doesn't. So just take 20 seconds or so and just give me some feedback in the chat on what you see happening right here. What does this layout mean to you? What do you see happening right now? Which one of these characters do you see yourself as? I see him coming in. Someone giving up too soon. The prize was just ahead. Keep pushing. Somebody said, I'm the digger. I'm the one that's digging. Stay positive. Don't quit. Never give up. One more swing. Don't give up. Yep. Look at you guys. Look, you don't need me right now. Look at you guys. Look at this. Gave up on the bottom. Keep going. Control your emotions. Yes, that's perfect. I've been both at different points in my life. Thank you for sharing that. Yep. Keep it going. Keep going. Keep going. Somebody said maybe they're done for the day, right? And they're going to get out of there. Keep it moving. Chipping away. Don't be discouraged. The beginning of the day and the end of the day, okay? So in the beginning of the day, I'm full of energy. At the end, I'm exhausted. Stay encouraged. You got this. Don't give up. Keep trying. Almost there. Fight on. Stay disciplined. You never know how close you are to your breakthrough. You're always on the edge of a breakthrough. Don't give up. Sometimes we don't see we're almost there. We let our emotions get the best of us. Come on. Somebody said someone skipped leg day. That's awesome. Just keep swinging. Hard work pays off. Okay. Somebody said patience is bitter, but the fruit is so sweet. Now let's really break this thing down. Let's break this thing down just for a couple minutes. Okay. Because my man at the top is obviously filled with energy and enthusiasm, and my guy at the bottom seems to be at a loss of that. That's the obvious one. My guy at the bottom was so close, and he turned away and started walking the other way. The guy at the top obviously is going full throttle up top. There's so many different ways you could look at this. You could look at it like the guy at the top is the younger version of the gentleman at the bottom. And maybe when you were a little bit younger, you had all the energy, all the fire, all the patience, all the ideas. You were willing to work with everyone. And now as you've aged a little bit, if you've gotten seasoned a little bit, right? You're a little bit older. I got some grays in the bottom of my beard. You probably can't see them. But as you got a little bit older, you know what? Your patience is thin now. Your work ethic isn't as good because you're like, hey, I don't need to work as hard as these young people do. But as long as you're in a role of authority where you could make a difference, you should have that same mentality. So don't allow your age to make you think or trick you into thinking that you don't have as much value as you used to, because that's a lie. Number two, if you're really paying attention to these guys, top and bottom, none of these guys are dressed to go digging. None of these guys are equipped and prepared to go digging. What Navy Federal is doing right now for you all, they're creating a template, and that's what they're doing. They're going to reel out some things that are going to prepare you to help you with the transition to hybrid, with the transition through the pandemic, with getting things back in order so we can get back to a sense of normalcy. Because a lot of people just want to go do things and they're not prepared for what's on the other side. You never go digging for diamonds on any level in some loafers and some tight pants. You just don't do it. Okay? The other thing I want to point out, what if, let's just say, for example, instead of always going forward and digging forward and fighting forward, what if my man just dug a little bit deeper and started digging down? If he took a swing down or two swings down, he would probably end up landing right in front of the gentleman that's walking in the opposite direction. As a matter of fact, the amount of space between the diamonds and the gentleman walking away from it is approximately the same amount of space between the guy at the top and the floor beneath him, the ground beneath him. And so why not go forward together? Why not, instead of just going out and trying to meet your goals and go after your dreams all the time solely for you, why not collaborate? I like to say collaboration over competition. We're not competing with each other. We should be collaborating and sharing information and sharing data on why you're having success and I'm not. And you should want me to be successful and I should want you to be successful. What if we just work together? Because my man at the bottom, if he had that guy land right in front of him, he has the energy to take one more swing and those diamonds are going to come falling down. They're going to come falling down. What if we just work together? What if we stop complaining about the 45-minute Zoom interaction or WebEx interaction that I have to do with this motivational, watch this, motivational speaker that's supposed to tell me and give me something that's going to help me? What if we just stopped complaining and got back to contributing and just got with everybody else and said, this is going to help me some way, somehow? And if it's not helping you, what if it can help your team? What if it can help somebody in your family to keep going? What if you took a screenshot of this and said, you know what, this reminded me of you today. What if you could keep going? And then last but not least, the thing that stands out to me is we want so much for our lives. We want so much for our lives. But what if we actually reached our diamonds? Neither the guy on the top or on the bottom has a wheelbarrow. They don't have a trash bag. They don't have a U-Haul backed up in there. Even if they got to their goals, they don't even have the equipment to carry them out. They might be able to carry one diamond or two. But a lot of times we're working towards these goals, and when we get there, we're disappointed because we can't handle everything that came with it. Sometimes diamonds can be a burden. Sometimes being the top dog and making it to the highest position, or being the CEO or COO or the manager or the director, sometimes having the title comes with a responsibility that may not be for you. And you got to be okay being a part of a team where some people can carry a little bit more than you can. And I'll take it a step further. Nothing should ever stop you from going after your diamonds. And so you see those little lines over there. I want you to take a second. Just take a second. What are your diamonds? What are your diamonds? What are the things that you're working towards? And what could actually cause you to quit on your diamonds? Yolanda says powerful words. Thank you, Yolanda. What could cause you to quit? What is big enough and bad enough to get you to quit? Because don't tell me that it's stress. No. You've gotten through so much. You've gotten through so much already. You've worked through it and fought through it. You've been through some things already in your life. If you can get through that, you can get through this. Come on. What are those three diamonds? What are those three things that you will not give up on? I promise you. Be your own cheerleader, says Teresa. I promise you, the things that you were thankful for, if you put those names and those things and those three white spaces that I got on those screens, if you put a name on them, because we're not talking about money, but if we was really going after some diamonds and we put a family member's name in there, I'm not quitting. I don't care how much adjusting. I don't care how much stress. I don't care how bad I don't like my coworkers. I'm going in and I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to make it count, because I got 23,000 breaths in my body, and I'm thankful for my life, and I got my diamonds and my family and my son and my kids, and nothing will stop me. I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. All right. Type 4 if this is helpful. Type 4. I'm almost done. Type 4 if this is helpful. Got a couple more things for you. I'll open it up for 5 minutes for questions here in about 5 or 10 minutes or so, okay? I'm almost done. Thank you for your attention. Appreciate you locking in. Here's what I do know, right? You got to keep going no matter what. That's what I know. I know my man, I said Devin, but listen, how powerful is this? My man made it from the bedroom through a burning living room and made it to his door. He almost got there. He didn't make it, but he gave everything that he had. He had to fight. He was like, listen, I can't go out like this. I'm going to fight for everything that I have. And I'm telling you to do the same thing. Being afraid will keep you average, but fear will force you to fight. Sometimes people fear change. There's no reason to fear change. Fear should motivate you to fight. But if you're afraid to connect with other people, you're afraid to step outside of your comfort zone, if you're afraid to do things different, if you're afraid to adapt and adjust, if you're constantly complaining, you will be stuck on average. Being afraid will keep you average. But fear will force you to fight, because fear says, listen, I might lose it all. I got to fight to keep it. I don't have time to stay stuck being afraid. Listen, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen, but I'm going to fight for what I have. Because my question to you earlier was the same question I'm going to ask you right now. What is strong enough to get you to quit? Like, seriously, what is strong enough to get you to quit? I mean, think about what's in your DNA. Think about your grandmother and your great-grandmother. Think about all the stories that your parents have told you about the different traveling and immigrating into the country and doing all these different things and all the things that it's in your DNA. It's in your DNA to keep going, to keep fighting. But you cannot allow anything to change your mind, right? Listen, you are the one that said you want to be successful. Like, you said that. You cannot allow change to change your mind. You wanted to be successful. Don't change your mind. You wanted to be the best. Don't change your mind. You wanted to show what you can do. Do not change your mind. You wanted the position. You wanted the promotion. Don't all of a sudden change your mind when things get tough. Don't change your mind. Do not allow challenges to change your mind of who you want to become and where you want to be with your career and what you want to do with Navy Federal. Do not allow change to change your mind. You get this opportunity, one that a lot of people wish they had. But like those people in that diamond, do not allow anything to make you do an about face and go the other way. You have what it takes. Like I said before, if you've gone through that, you can get through this. It's some people in your family that's battling cancer right now. It's some people that, like, come on. Like, let's really think about it. Even in Ohio, 1 out of 7 people in Ohio struggles with hunger. Like, it's some people really going through some things right now. If you got through that in your past, you can get through this and anything that's coming up. This is one of the best teams in the country. You guys got what it takes, but you got to work together and you got to fight. You got to fight. Here, take a screenshot of this so I can move on, okay? You got to execute. You got to execute, my friends. You got to execute, okay? This is my definition. This is our definition of execution. Doing what you said you were going to do, even when the circumstances aren't what you expected them to be. Come on. I can't make it any clearer. You got to execute, whatever that means. Doing what you said, not what they said, doing what you committed to. Doing what you said you were going to do, even when the circumstances aren't what you expected them to be. There's no other definition of what it means to execute. I know, listen. Let me calm down. I'm going to use all 23,000 of mine, all right? I don't know about you. I'm going to use all 23,000 of mine, okay? No matter what's going on, you got to be willing to fight and you got to be willing to execute. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, no matter what's going on the outside. I need to control my emotions, right? I need to be patient. I need to be thankful at all times. But I got to do what I said I was going to do because my number is going to get called one day. And I'm going to have to step up and get uncomfortable and do some things for some people that may not be in my job description. But I'm willing to do it because I want to execute. There's a gentleman named Philip Blanks. And this gentleman is former military, former high school football player, super athletic, and obviously went and trained and to serve his country like I know many of you have before in your lives, or parents have, or uncles or siblings or family members. And he's serving this country, and he came back, and he was visiting a friend. Having a great time, barbecuing, hanging out. And all of a sudden, there's smoke coming from about 200 yards away in a neighboring, watch this, the irony, apartment building. And he sprints and he runs and he gets there, and there's a mom on the 3rd floor. And she's screaming, "Help me. Somebody please help me." She has a 3-year-old son in her hand. The flames are coming out of the patio door, and she's standing as close to the rail as possible. And people are standing out there filming this, as you would imagine, filming this fire. This lady is asking for help. She doesn't know what to do. She's afraid to jump down. Out of nowhere, Philip Blanks sprints over there, yells out, "Drop him," as he's running. And she let her 3-year-old go 3 stories. He catches him, right in the nick of time, rolls over and runs him to safety. There was a gentleman standing right there that was thinking about helping, but he didn't. The mom actually ended up losing her life in that fire. But because she got out of fear and she was willing to fight for his life, her son lived. If you don't believe the story, this is it, real life right here. That's not a bag that just fell. That's a little boy that he caught, right? There's somebody looking up, somebody filming, people watching, right? I'll show it to you one more time, right? Mom drops this little boy. He picks him up. Listen, it's not in his job description to save this little boy. It's not in his job description as a former military vet and as a military vet or a high school football player or whatever he does on the day. It's not in his job description to go save a life. It's not in his job description to yell out, drop. But because he prepared, because he was willing to execute when he said, I'm going to put my life on the line for this country, it didn't stop when he was overseas. It actually continued when he really was preparing and training for this moment. I don't know what the moment it is that you're training and preparing for. I don't know why you went through some hardships. I don't know why we all had to go through the pandemic. I don't know why we were selected to make a difference. I don't know why we were chosen to get here today. All I know is it's preparing us for something great that we have to do that nobody else can do. His whole life was to lead him to that moment to save a young man's life. It wasn't his child. He didn't know the lady. He just knew that he had to step up and do what he had to do. And I'm asking you to do the exact same thing. I know it's uncomfortable for you sometimes. I know things aren't going exactly. I know that things aren't typical right now. And I know you got to listen to somebody and raise it. Like, I'm full of passion. Why? Because I want you to walk in purpose. And the only way that you can walk in purpose is if you have the type of passion to keep on swinging and to keep on digging. You got to have it. You got to have it. That's what you got to do. Nothing about life is easy. Work is not easy. Coming in every day with a smile on your face is not easy. But as long as you got 23,000, as long as you're thankful, as long as you remember to make it count, you'll be able to make a difference. If this has been helpful for you, type 5 for me. Type 5. 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 Awesome. 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 Let me just say this before I go. It's been a pleasure. We got a couple more minutes, but it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to share with you all. Somebody asked in the chat, is this being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded on my end, and I'll make sure I get that to you all, someone to distribute it, even if it's in smaller chunks. I want to give you my information before I get out of here, okay? If you're on Instagram, go for it. Follow me on Instagram right now, right? That's my Instagram handle, Roy Hall Jr. I'm always putting out positive information, positive videos. That's all I'm about is positive energy and purpose, okay? I'm on Facebook as well under Roy Hall Jr. on LinkedIn. And then last but not least, if you want me to send you a Be Thankful For page or what I call a Win the Day calendar, a couple tools, if you want to get on my email list, I send out an email that's motivational every week. If you want to be on that email list, here's my personal email address. I check it every day. Just shoot me an email. If you got some feedback for me, if you didn't like me raising my voice all the time, you can give me that feedback as well. If you love what I do and how I did it, you can give me that feedback as well. Here's what I do know. On a team, everything's not going to go perfect, but it's always worth it. And so, again, I'm so thankful and appreciative of you all being here. Again, here's my information. Go find me, send me a message, and look forward to connecting with you. I'm going to turn it back over to you all, and if we have a couple minutes for questions, I'm more than happy to stick around. Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You guys have an awesome rest of the week. Take this momentum, even if it gives you an extra day or two, use it to your advantage. Keep pushing. Thank you, guys.